Hello, Libra. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of July 2020. I hope you're having a good summer, almost summer so far. I know it's been hard for a lot of us, but we're getting through the best we can. And I'm really feeling, Libra, like you're going to move through this in an unexpected way, and it's going to be more powerful and more positive than what you think it will be. But I'm sure we'll go into that in today's reading. For the readings this month, I am using a brand new deck. This one is called the Groovy Weight Tarot Deck. For clarifiers, I will also use my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as I always do. And then, Libra, I will close out your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. Now, if this is your first time catching one of my videos, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. So let's go ahead and get right into it, Libra. So, what do we need to know for the sign of Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, abundance? For the month of July 2020. All right, Libra. Now, like I said, things definitely are going to be shifting for you in a very positive way. The thing is like you're not going to feel totally, convinced of that, because it's just going to be, it's going to seem like everything is being put on hold, everything is being held up in some way, shape, or form, and you don't have any real say over the matter. And no matter what you do, you're feeling like you're just spinning your wheels. And I can see that you're going to be feeling a lot of that as we move into this first week of July. Now, let's take a look at what we got going on here. We do have the Seven of Cups reversed. We have the Four of Wands upright, Six of Swords in the reverse, Three of Pentacles upright, Strength card reverse, and then we have the Eight of Swords upright. All right, so this is about your thought pattern, right? This is about you having on a certain filter of how you perceive things. And even though, circumstances may or may not be in alignment with that, be very careful about how you're interpreting things, okay? It may seem challenging, it may seem difficult, but you really have more power than you think you do. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so let's start here with the Seven of Cups in the reverse position. Now, this talks about you feeling like you don't really have a lot of options, and in some cases that may be true. However, it doesn't mean you have no options, okay? So just remember to kind of get clear with yourself and really see that you do have more choices than you think you do. Now, some of them may be uncomfortable, some of them just may not be something you want to do, but it doesn't mean you don't have a choice. You always have a choice, and you always have the power to exercise that right to choose. Whether or not you decide to, Libra, that's on you, but you're never stuck. You can always leave. You can always move. You can always do something different. And I think that's something that you need to remember as we move into this first week of July. Now, we also have the Four of Wands here. Four of Wands talks about stability, talks about foundation, talks about really building and things coming together in a way that allows you to kind of, build on top of whatever it is that you are starting, whatever it is that you're, trying to put the pieces in place so you can really kind of construct something that, is something that you want to create in your life. You do have the ability, or I'm also getting here too about this, is that the foundation could already be set in place. Now it's just a matter of you trying to figure out how you're going to keep building, how you're going to start laying down the pieces so they come together in the way that you want. Now, as this relates to your money, it means that you already kind of have something started. You already have something that's pretty solid. Keep working on that. Keep pursuing that. Keep building on that, because it will pay off in some way. Six of Swords reverse talks about canceled trips, delays, maybe a redirection of plans. Maybe things have been postponed. Maybe things have been canceled even. There's just going to be no physical movement. There's not going to be any geographical changes at this time. Doesn't mean they're not going to happen in the future, but as the way things are kind of setting right now, don't expect a whole lot of travel. Don't expect a whole lot of movement, especially as it, as we move into July. I have a feeling too that you could have maybe had plans that you had to change or alter in some way, and that's probably going to be for you. I'm getting the sense of maybe just the first half of July, okay, for that. But this is just temporary. It's not permanent. It just means that there's going to be some change as it relates to travel. Now, we have the Three of Pentacles here. Three of Pentacles in the upright position means that people are looking at your work and they're seeing what you do and they're very impressed. They're reaching out to you. They do want to work with you. This could be, new clients kind of coming your way, new customers, or people just recognizing, hey, this is the best of the best and this is the one we want. Keep doing what you're doing because it is going to be profitable for you. And also make sure that you're making time for marketing. Make sure that you're making time to really put yourself out there and brand yourself in a very big and powerful way. You are really good at what you do, but you need to let people know. Don't be shy, don't hold back. Feel free to toot your own horn in whatever way that feels comfortable for you, because people will respond in a positive way. Now, we already talked about these two cards here. We talked about, you feeling like maybe you just don't have, maybe you're feeling like you just don't have the things you need in order to kind of make these changes that you're trying to make. This is all about, again, changing that filter, changing that lens of how you see things. Really make sure your interpretation is accurate. Double check with yourself and really kind of go deep and say, hey, is this really what it is, or is this kind of my own feelings about what it is? I have a feeling that you know what this is about as it relates to your work and your money. Are you really getting an accurate picture? Or are you just kind of making judgments based on how you feel? Whatever the case may be, you need to really re-examine that and make sure it's not getting in the way of your abilities to make money, to increase income, to modify, increase, level up your cash flow, okay? Be very careful with that. All right, Libra, let's see what else is showing up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Libra? Okay. All right. This is good, Libra. As we move into that second week of July, you're going to see that there's a lot of things that kind of are going to be up in the air. And I say that because we have this World card in reverse. The World card in reverse talks about the cycle is not complete. Something is unfinished. Something still has to kind of go through the process before it's final, okay? And as this relates to work, as it relates to your money, don't make a judgment too soon about something. Don't think that something as it stands right now is the final answer, because it's not, okay? There's still some things that need to progress. There's still some things that need to loop around before everything is finalized and complete. And this is something you need to be aware of, because if you are working on something and you feel like, oh, I guess that's, the end, Well, it's not. You know, be open to the idea that things are still moving and they're working in your favor, okay? It may not feel like it, but you're going to have to trust the process, and you're going to have to really know that things aren't done, you know, and there's still changes yet to happen. Now, we also have the, excuse me, we also have the Eight of Pentacles here. Now, the Eight of Pentacles talks about, when it's in the reverse, it talks about a slowdown in the workflow. It talks about sometimes an interruption in your work. You know, it could be something interfering with your customer flow, your client flow. Something is just kind of getting in the way of you being as productive as you'd like to be. Now, this could be something that you have no control over. You're just going to kind of have to roll with the punches on this one. But the good thing is like, this is not permanent. This is something temporary. And you know, it's probably going to be a good thing because it's going to give you time to kind of double check and triple check what you're doing. You may find some smoother routes, you know, as you pursue different types of work opportunities. Whatever the case may be, just know that there's going to be some disruption there, and you're just going to have to kind of go with it. You're going to have to be flexible and adjust along the way. Now, we have the Ace of Wands here. The Ace of Wands says a new project, again, is going to be put on hold. And, you know, it fell onto this Six of Swords here, which was a delay in travel plans or a delay in some geographical movement in some way. So there's a project that you've been working on, or maybe a project that has been presented to you. Things are going to be put on hold. Now, it's actually going to be good because it's going to give you time to reevaluate exactly how you want to be involved in this new project or this new idea or this new job or this new company, whatever it is. You're going to have some time to kind of refocus and really reconsider, is this something I want to do? Since it's on hold, let me really think about and process all the details to make sure that this is something that I want to be a part of. You're going to have that time and you're going to have that opportunity once we hit that second week of July. Now, here is where things get really exciting. We've got the Wheel of Fortune upright, then we've got the Queen of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune is probably one of the luckiest cards in the deck. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune shows up when there is an unexpected windfall of money or an unexpected win, you know, of a game or something like that. Just know that these two cards here mean that there's going to be something unexpectedly good coming your way. And it's going to be something fun too. You know, it's not going to be, you know, a negative surprise. It's going to be a really good surprise. You're going to be really, really lucky. Things are going to definitely work in your favor. You're going to be in the right place at the right time towards that end of the second week of July. The Queen of Swords talks about an elimination working out for your higher good. Something's going to be removed, but it's going to benefit you in a big, unexpected way. You know, the Queen of Swords is all about removing and letting go and purging the unnecessary things. It's also about, too, that energy of being okay with letting go and not seeing it as a negative. You know, sometimes we end a relationship or we leave a job and we think it's something, you know, so negative and so heavy. This is telling me it's quite the opposite. Get ready, because something is going to be removed from your life, and it's definitely going to allow you to kind of level up in a way that you've never been able to before. All right, so let's go ahead, Libra, and get some more clarification about what your month of July is looking like. Okay, I just saw a card flip over. There it is. Okay. And you want to come out too, and you want to come out too, and you want to come out too. All right. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2020? All right. So, as we move into the second half of July, let's take a look at what's going on, because you've got quite a few repeat cards here. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Now, remember, we saw him here. Eight of Swords. We saw him here. And the World card. Remember, we saw that card here. This is good. because it looks like you're going to be kind of going, it's like you already know what to expect. And this next row of cards means that, basically you already kind of have a familiarity about what's going on as it relates to work and your money. And now you're just kind of, implementing some adjustments so you can really deal with things as they show up. The Eight of Pentacles, again, you're going to see some slowdown in work. But you're going to be able to compensate for that in other ways. It's like you're not being surprised, you're not being thrown off. It's like, yeah, I saw this coming and I can deal with it. We have the Hierophant here. Now, the Hierophant is it's a very good card when you're looking for some type of emotional, mental, or even psychological support. Sometimes this card shows up when it's kind of a religious aspect, but because we are focusing on wealth and money and work and business, this tells me that there's going to be some type of a mental thing going on here. Now, this isn't bad. This means like, you're getting a little bit more calculated and a little bit more, I want to say dedicated and focused to what it is that you're doing and how you're kind of playing the quote game here. You're going to be very, very methodical in your plan, and you're going to really think things through in a very solid way that allows you to kind of really win, out of nowhere. It's like people don't really see you coming from this angle. It's almost like a psychological warfare, so to speak. It's like, you kind of make these plans in your head, and then when you start to execute these plans, people are like, wow, I didn't know that you had that level of, thinking in you. I didn't know that you had that deep, thorough knowledge of what it is, that's going on here. So this is something that you're going to actually probably surprise yourself, Libra, because you're going to be like, wow, I thought this thing through better than I expected and better than what I planned to. And as I start to kind of take action on this thought process, and as I start to kind of see the situation for what it is, it really puts you in a very powerful position. Now, again, we have the Eight of Swords here. We have that card here, and this card is in reverse. This is good. That means you finally released and you've broken through those limiting beliefs. And I think that's part of the, the psychology here, the psychology of your money. That saying, I've got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. One of my favorite lines and one of my favorite songs. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. But that's kind of where you're at here. You're like, hey, I'm focused on my coin. I am doing what I need to do to make this money, and I'm making it happen. I'm doing, what I think I need to do, and it is working for me. So that's good. You're breaking through those limiting beliefs. Here we go with the World card again. Remember, we saw that card here. Now the World card is in the upright position. This is good. That means the cycle is complete. Once we hit that second half of July, you're going to see, oh, yeah, now it's done. Now this is final. Now I can move on to the next phase. And this is really good too, because it's such a positive and powerful card. It really talks about the completion and the growth and the success and the achievement. And it really allows you to move into that next level, move upwards, move onwards into that next phase, fully equipped, fully, capable, without any type of, things getting in the way, and without any doubts and without any hesitation. Now we have the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles both in reverse. Be careful with how you're feeling emotionally here. Try not to be, I want to say toxically positive, right? But I don't know if that's necessarily fitting for this here. Queen of Cups talks about sometimes, being overly emotional, or sometimes using your emotions kind of in a way to, I want to say kind of hiding what you truly feel. Like, let's say on the outside you appear really, really happy, but inside you're very, very sad. Or sometimes it could be too, sometimes your emotions, it's like you don't necessarily show your emotions one way or another, and so people think that you don't care, or people think that you're disconnected. Just be careful with that. You can guard your emotions, but at the same time, you don't have to put energy into having fake emotions either. And I hope that makes sense. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. This talks about a new business project that will probably not take off or not grow to the degree that you are expecting it to. Now, this is a good card no matter what. But when it shows up in the reverse, it tells us that, you do have a new enterprise, a new business, a new money-making venture, but, it's going to be a rough start. It's not just going to take off immediately. You're going to have some setbacks. You're going to have to make, some changes. You're going to have to work through some things in the beginning, but it's okay because it's still going to happen. It's just going to, take a little bit longer. Things may be a tad bit, more difficult, but you're going to push your way through. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of July 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Libra? Okay, I feel like I need one more card. I'm going to pull one more card for Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Excellent. Okay, Libra. Page of Swords here. You're going to get some news or information about something that is being discontinued. Okay, something's gonna stop, be eliminated, be cut off, whatever. Page of Swords is news and information. The pages are always about a new information coming our way. When it shows up in the reverse, that talks about news about something that's no longer going to continue. Now, this could be something work-related, or it could also be, maybe a process, maybe a certain way that things are done as it relates to your business. Just know that you're going to get some news as we hit that 4th week of July, and you're going to see that, something is stopping, something's being eliminated. We also have the Tower card in reverse. Now, this is a good card when it's in the reverse position because it talks about the worst is being over, right? And you're starting to kind of clear the path for something new, some new opportunity, something different, something that is going to really, it's going to challenge you in a different way. And this is good because it gives you that time period to really just kind of clear the slate and it's almost like reinventing yourself, redefining who you are, what you do, and how you do things. It's also good too when sometimes people go through this phase in business where they totally rebrand themselves. Like, let's say, they had a negative experience or whatever the case may be. They decide to kind of wipe everything off and they're going to start new. They have a new mission, a new purpose, a new style, maybe even a new look. Whatever the case may be, just know the worst is over. And if you are trying to clear the slate, you're going to do that very easily once we hit the end of July. Now, here we have the Devil card. This is something that I think it's more of a warning here. This is a heads up that there is some type of an unhealthy attachment that could be holding you back, Libra. This card shows up when there's addictions. It's also a card that shows up when there are, unhealthy habits, sometimes lust. I've seen this card show up a lot too when there are, drug addictions or abuse sometimes. You just have to be very, very careful. And Libra, you're going to have to kind of define what this is for you. I mean, we all have, bad habits. We all have unhealthy attachments to something. And part of, our evolution is working through those things. So this is a heads up. Pay attention to what's holding you back. Pay attention to what has got you feeling maybe a little out of control. That's something you need to definitely work on and definitely figure out a way to release. We also have the 10 of Wands here. This means you're going to be feeling like you're taking on a lot. And I'm feeling like this could be related to this Devil card here. But the good thing is that this is only temporary, and I can say that because it fell onto the World card. Also here with the emotional card with the Queen of Cups, there's something that you're taking on, but it's almost like you're taking it on because you can do it better, And I hope that makes sense. You know, this could be something work related. It could also be something in your personal life. But whatever you're starting to take on, whatever challenge, whatever responsibilities you're starting to take on, just know that you're going to have to figure out a way to kind of make it all work and make it fit in to the rest of your life and the rest of your plans here. Now we also have the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, both in reverse. Six of Pentacles talks about you just kind of being careful with your money, no overzealous spending, being very meticulous with your bills, checking your receipts, checking your statements. Pay attention to the details as it relates to your money. We also have the Five of Pentacles. This talks about you actually moving away from that poverty mindset or, limiting money beliefs. You may have had, ideas about money that were no longer serving you. You're moving past that. You're starting to be more enlightened as it comes to your spending. You're starting to really just make smarter decisions as it relates to your money. And it's getting you out of that, that poverty mindset. You're moving away from, limited and lack. And you're starting to see, yes, I do have enough. I do have more abundance than what I even thought I had, because I'm grateful for the things that I have and for where I'm at right now. So overall, Libra, you've got a lot of things going on that you're working through, throughout the month of July. It seems like the month of July is really going to be a month of kind of learning, unlearning, and then relearning some things that you may have forgotten about in the past. You're really going to start stepping up in a lot of areas as it relates to work, your career, your money, your business, and you're really going to see that you can kind of, do things differently. You don't have to be stuck in the old paradigms. You can really create your own way, and that's what you're doing. The month of July is pretty much for you to create your own way, and I see that happening very clearly. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. Let's see. Hera, Alliance. This card has been showing up a lot in the readings this month. This is all about, who are you working with? Who are you allowing to surround you? Who are you being fed by, and who are you feeding with your presence and with your, your spirit and with your knowledge? Be very selective with who you choose to surround yourself with and who you allow in your inner circle. I think that's going to be something very powerful for you to think about. And it's also going to be something that really kind of restructures your professional and your career life in a way that you probably never thought of before. So Libra, I hope this reading was helpful. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. And if you would like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information linked in the description as well. All right, Libra, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We will do it all again next month.